Uh-oh. Uh-oh, chat. I didn't turn on the Microsoft screen. There it is. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Airbus A319. Nabil, don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you do that, Nabil. I see your comment up there. What is going on, y'all? Welcome back. In light of me going off to some new endeavors tonight, tomorrow, for the rest of the week. This is gonna be our last stream, so I've been toying with the idea of what to fly, and you guys wouldn't leave me alone. Even though the MD-80 won the poll, I know if I put Fenix there, you guys would have voted for the Fenix. So here it is, retro SAS livery, and we're going from I have no idea how to say it, Svalbard, back to Tromso. Because the last time we flew there, we did 3 go-rounds with the MD-80 and almost died. So I figured, why not take the 319 in there? It might be a little bit safer. So we're going to fire this thing up one last time for a while anyways, until I find some more time to stream. So it should be a fun little flight headed down there. Not too long, about an hour and 30 minutes or so. It's morning time, but it's pretty much dark here. This is like the edge of the earth. So it's dark all day in the wintertime. Now, hopefully we'll fly into the sun a little bit. We're on the sim time back, so we might get it might get brighter as we continue our flight south. So that should be the plan. Callie Simmer, what's up? Good to see you. Pete Ski's in the house. Darth is in the house. Scober, good to see you, man. Svalbard with a hard R. Good to see you, man. Taco Bites here. Good to see you. Classic Jet Sim. You're in F28 land, but that livery makes up for it. I know, man. I know. F28. Dude, F28 out here we'd crash. We would definitely crash. There's too much terrain. Joe Plains, good to see you. Jeremy Harvey, good to see you as well. RP Gamerus, good to see you. This is Zach Leewine. What is up? Sam is in the house. What's up, man? You prepping for the interview? You know what I'm saying? Good to see you, man. Zach's in the house as well. Many more. Thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate you all for the kind of last minute stream. Didn't really have much prep time for this. Hold on, I got to close a couple of the programs I had here. I was going to do this on VATSIM. Like we've been flying the last couple of days. Did I just close Beyond ATC? No. But we got stream sniped again. So one of you VATSIM guys, I've reached a rent-free status, lives in the Discord, and when I posted it, I was banned shortly thereafter, even though I've been flying on it for the last week or so, and I still have 2 other burners. So I'm on to you. Plus, I got your name now, so it'll be fun. Anyway, Beyond ATC Platinum it is. And Beyond ATC Premium, we're gonna be sporting Beyond ATC again, which I like. I really truly enjoy having Beyond ATC, and that's kind of my preferred way to fly around. The only reason VATSIM is worth anything is because you guys could fly along. So I figured since it'd be our last flight, we'd fly along. But we've been doing a lot of flying on X-Plane, and that was a lot of fun in the 7.4 and all that stuff. So. I'm going to be off the airwaves anyway for a little while. So, Rohan Mahe, thank you for the 18-month support. We are legal now. We're legal, my friend. We are legal. So, let's go ahead and rock and roll. Do you guys remember how to fire up an Airbus? I sure don't. I don't have any Airbus stuff set up here, so I just got my throttles, obviously. Get the light on over here. There we go. And let's go ahead and we'll walk up. I mean, I do miss the Fenix, man. The Fenix is just, it is awesome. I have engine heaters on. There's no visual model right now, but I do have the engine heaters on because I do believe it is cold. Look at the streaking on the fuselage, man. When you fly everything else under the sun for the last week and a half, and then I get back in the Fenix, it's like, man, this airplane is really, really good. So we won't do a full pre-flight. Actually, we can walk in the aft stairs, right? Look at the wind blowing the rudder over. We'll walk up the aft stairs. I do love this feature. We'll come in here, make sure THS is reset to 0, right? See the red line, 0. That's a good thing here. Make sure that is where it's supposed to be. Practice walk around as an FO. Oh no, we're stuck. Hold on, let's see if we can go in the front. Sometimes we get locked out depending on the old glitch there. I walked out of the airplane. Come on. Run in there. Yes, we made it. We'll go back to the back here, make sure. Matter of fact, can we close the aft exit? Too many donuts. You know what's fun? You know what? I actually had a donut this morning, man. It was not good. I broke my fast My little girl, she had a free donut from her school, so we went and got one before. All right, we'll close and lock that. Ah, I love it. All right, cool. Let's get back up here. X-Plane could never. I mean, that's true. X-Plane is lacking in that for sure. Practice the walk around. I should practice the walk around. There she is. Look at that flight deck. My goodness. That is exactly what it looks like, minus the person there sitting there with the bomber jacket. Ah, that's a great cockpit, guys. While they're tomorrow, tell them to call me. I will, Sam. I will. I'm surprised you haven't got called yet. It should be getting close, man. It should be getting close. All right, we come into the flight deck. Let's go ahead and put all our stuff down. Look how much spacious this is. I think I realized that if I were to switch airframes, my current flight bag would not fit in the cockpit of the other potential airframe, which is just unbelievable to me because you can stack. I mean, you can have 2 jump seaters up here with 2 pilots. You can have 4 pilots up here and fit all their bags with no problems. Just a great cockpit, man. Love it. All right, let's go ahead and let's get this thing fired up. 25.6 volts is what we're looking for. We got 26.6 and 27.5 respectively. Batteries are coming on. And then when that comes on, you notice we got the ISIS power, we got the gear lever down lights. That is good. And external power. She's cold. She's cold, chap. Nothing hits like a Phoenix, Turk. I know, man. Yeah, the card is pretty nasty, Russ. Matthew F., when do you use engine heaters? I'll show you this way. From a North American operator perspective, I've never used them. I would imagine it's much like if you're based in like Anchorage or something, it's probably much more applicable. I've never been based in a consistently cold climate. I'm trying to think if they ever used them on any of our real northern Canada stuff I used to do with the Embraer, but I don't think I ever used them. You would definitely use them if there was blowing snow and it was blowing into the engine nacelle and like, you know, but if it's just cold outside and a little bit of light snow, you're going to be all right. All right, let's go ahead and get the dome light on here. Oh my gosh, I don't even know where the dome light is. Let's get our overhead flow, crew supply, oxygen, ground control, CVR test. We got that. We'll go Captain Purse Cap. We've got 2 fault lights there. That's normal. We'll get our ADERs into alignment. 1, 2, and 3. Should get an on-bat light up there. Giselle's son Lucas is in the house. What's up, man? There's our on-bat light. Love the way it comes on, flashes. That's 100% accurate. Beautiful. All right, come back down here. We've got strobe into auto. We'll get the nav light on. We'll get the no smoking auto. Arm the emergency exit lights. Landing elevation is auto. Everything looks good here. Sometimes you'll see the packs off. That's fine. You can turn those back on if you want. We'll do a fire test. Fire test 2. And 3. Brad Ward, thank you for the 11 months. Good luck tomorrow, sir. Enjoy the process. My man, appreciate you, dude. I'm looking very much forward to the whole thing. So it should be fun. Juice up our cockpit panel lighting here. Get this juiced up under here. Get that juiced up over there. All right, cockpit is coming to life. Look at it's like got the warm, it's the soft glow. I love it, not the hard LED. Captain McGee, thank you for the $5 super chat, sir. He says, just have to say, great Rendazzo interview yesterday, very informative. Hey, did you guys like that? Man, that video was cooking. Almost over 9,000 views already. I did not expect that kind of turnout. So, yeah, I really appreciate the support. Thank you all for watching that. I'm glad you liked it. It was a lot of fun. Got to sit there and talk to Mr. PMDG himself, and it was a great time. Great time for sure. So, I hope you enjoyed it. And maybe there'll be another one. I mean, he said he's going to fly with me on the 7-4, so hopefully we'll be able to do that here soon enough. Thank you, Captain McGee. Appreciate that. If you haven't seen it at all, make sure you go check the video right now. I did do an interview with the CEO of PMDG yesterday, so that was a whole lot of fun. All right, let's go ahead and we got dismiss. We'll have low battery. That's pretty good. We'll go ahead and start a fast loading process here, about 7 minutes of a loading. We're going to be SAS 357. Cost index 99. Cruise flight level 390. Ground temp is minus 11. Chat, when is the what is the start limitation for the IE V2500 temperature-wise? After this new beginning, do you have plans to keep the channel going? D-Doom, yeah, for sure, man. I do have plans to keep the channel going, but as you can imagine, I mean, the channel is going to go, you know, very low priority, right? There's going to be a lot of things I got to get used to, get accustomed to, and I'll be traveling a lot more, and so the timing will be, I'm sure it'll be going, but it'll be probably a lot less frequency than we've seen in the recent months. But, you know, with time, as time progresses, it should pick back up. So, Turks, good to see you, man. It says, enjoy tomorrow. It's a unique experience. Don't worry too much about Indoc. It's a low-threat event, really about learning to use the manuals. They are unique. You'll love them. I can't wait, Turks. I can't wait, man. I'm very excited. I'm more concerned with what I need to wear because my typical business casual, my wife's like, well, that's not business casual. I'm like, well, what do you mean it's not business casual? That's what I've worn to every single recurrent for the last, for over 16 years. I've worn the same set of clothes for recurrent. Not the same exact shirt, but, you know, like khakis, polos, and all that. She's like, it's not dressy enough. I'm like, okay. So now I'm more concerned about what to wear to Indoc. But, yeah. We're good. Oh, circle back to that later. Anyway, Wingnut, 55 months of support, man. Good to see. Good luck in training. A little sad to see the Airbus era come to an end. We don't know that yet. I'll pass along the best advice ever I've gotten. Hey, that's the best advice I've ever gotten too, Wingnut. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the 55 months of support. I did hear that you're switching over to the Airbus side allegedly, so all the talk about how Boeing is great, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It seems like I was right and you were wrong, you know? Full circle. Thanks for 55 months of support, dude. All right. Here we go. Let's go ahead and finish this up. Actually, we need to get the ATs. So let's get the, we don't have any long year. Let's go ahead and call tower. And let's get IFR clearance. We'll let the FO do it here.
Scandinavian 357, IFR to Tromso. Scandinavian 357, Svalbard Tower, expect runway 10. Climb flight level 060 on runway center line, then expect radar vectors AMPICE. Squawk 0652.
Alright, we got, what is it?
Expect runway 10, climb flight level 060 on runway center line, then expect radar vectors AMPICE. Squawk 0652, Scandinavian 357.
0652.
Scandinavian 357, read back, correct. Call me back when ready for pushback or engine start.
Dude, this guy's accent is spot on.
Wilco,
right?
Scandinavian 357.
Sounds pretty good. All right, we got up to 6,000 feet. AMP is 0652 in the squawk. We'll throw 6,000 up here in the FCU. We want to call it MCP. That's not good. Let's get the VOR1, VOR2. We'll throw the terrain on ND. Oh, won't get terrain on ND because we're not aligned. Still 7 minutes. Oh, you know what? We're super far north. It's going to take a while to align, isn't it? All right. While that's doing that thing, going back into Tromso, I'm not sure what arrival we're going to get. Let's just put what we filed in there. So we filed... Did I close out what I filed? I did. That's not good. Hold on. I closed out my flight plan. Give me a second. We know the drill. V1 Nation will hibernate until clarion call is received. Will return with vigor. I know you will. I absolutely know you guys will. V1 Nation is very, very resilient. All right. What did we file for approach? The Lomva for Lima for 3-6. ILS Zulu. Lomva for Lima. Approach via... I don't know yet. Let's just put no via in there for right now. We're going to look at that en route. We'll insert that because we might actually change that. All right, flight plan's done. Let's get to our secondary. Let's do a quick secondary here. Is it ENSB? Now, this is another, topic of consideration. Would we come back to ENSB? I'm not sure. I've never flown out of here. Single runway might be kind of sus. We're taking off 9. Let's come back to ILS 9. Secondary perf. I found out how to go through the McDo to force them into alignment immediately. Oh, Al Loper, nice. In the maintenance section. We'll put 200 down here in the barrel because we're pretty much sea level, right? Magic Barrel Ref says, yes, we are basically sea level. QNH is 1017. 1017. Man, this cockpit is so nice. My eyes, after flying an X-Plane, I mean, X-Plane is, I'm not going to lie, X-Plane has come a long way. And there's some really good things, especially with that freighter 7.4 that we got to fly. But, man, just the additional fuel and tanks 14.4, that checks. The additional just texturing and juice of Microsoft is so nice. Seatbelt signs coming on. Let's get the APU up. We're going to warm this cabin up stat. I am slightly concerned at the length of time for our I don't remember, guys, I don't remember how to do cameras in Microsoft. It's been so long. I'm doing my X-Plane binds. Flew in the sim up here a week ago, took over 10 minutes, I know. Yeah. Mr. Martini, thank you for the 52 months of support. Appreciate you. Good luck entering a new job as I enter retirement. Mr. Martini, well, congratulations on retirement, my friend. I know you've been around the channel a very long time. So enjoy that retirement and that flight simming on a Tuesday morning at 8:30 in the morning if you want to, right? That's awesome, dude. Captain Simp, we're going to Tromso. Last time we flew there, we did 3 go-arounds and almost died. All right, we'll get the APU cooking. We'll go ahead and hit the chrono because we definitely got to warm that up here. Austin Grady, thank you for the $5 super chat. I loved your interview with PMDG yesterday. I've never flown a 747-100, but after hearing about it yesterday, I can't wait to dive in and learn it. I know, Austin Grady, thank you for the $5 super chat, man. The interview and the just the discussion about the 7.4s have got me so hyped, man. I mean, I said it on the interview. I was like, it's probably one of the most, if not the most anticipated flight sim release for me is the 7.4 from PMDG in Microsoft 2024. I know the NG and the NGX is kind of what like really propelled my drive through just in all of flight simulation, but I had all of PMDG products. I had the MD-11 before the NGX. I had the Jetstream. I had the 7.4, and I've mentioned it before. I remember in FSX there was the missions, right, where you could do the missions and then you could substitute for payware aircraft. I was doing there was a default mission, 747-400 Quito approach, and you're flying cargo into Quito. And I was in the default 7.4. I used to do that mission all the time because it was default, and I was flying 7.4, the queen of the skies. It was great. And then one day after I had the PMDG 7.4, I was like, I'm going to switch it, do the same mission with the PMDG 7.4. Completely different ball game. Stick shaker going off. Like, I was not prepared to fly 7.4 into Ecuador. And that just, you know, I already knew that PMDG was much more advanced than any default airplane, but it really hit home. I'm like, oh yeah, this is why you pay for payware products, because they're that much better. And I mean, that may sound silly now, but back in the day, I mean, you just kind of, there was a lot of freeware, the whole Posky series. There was a lot of mixing and mashing panels with airplanes and flight model mods, but it was awesome. I love the 7.4 from PMDG. And so to have that again, and not only the 400, but to have the 100, which to me, I am more excited about, because having a classic 7.4 is going to just be unbelievable. And with the way that they're going to work a couple INSs and having an engineer to help you out is going to be great. So, yes, I am very, very excited about that. Sandman, thank you for the $5 super chat. Says, after hearing about possibility of a native shared cockpit in the 7.4, it jumped to the top. Yes, also that is very, very awesome. Having some sort of a native shared cockpit situation in the 7.4 is going to be fantastic. Turks said, most difficult thing I'll be doing in the next 2.5 weeks is learning to use a 6-year-old computer system. I know. I am holding my breath. Turks also had a question. So base in dock, where you go out to your base, how long is that situation? I didn't know. I mean, that's pretty cool. At my previous operator, they just said, okay, that's where you're going, and check on your EFB. That's where the crew room's located, and I don't know who your chief pilot is. Just check the bid packet. Yes, Darth. The 100 is going to be steam gauge. It'll be very, very similar to the Fila 74-200 that we've been flying on stream. Very similar panel styles with the 74. Now, the 400 is going to be all glass. Well, not all, I mean, much more glass, right? We have a default 400 in Microsoft if you're interested. All right, we got 5 minutes on the alignment to go, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's go ahead and get the cabin warmed up. I'll get the heaters coming on. What's the air temp back there? It's 24. Oh, we're doing okay. We'll go ahead and cook it up a little bit in the back. We got normal flow, which doesn't matter, right, when we're on the APU. We'll leave the external power on, so we'll just save the APU load. I guess what we should do is kind of take a look at these charts that I've never seen before. Aircraft loading is completed. So for the AMPIS 1 Alpha RNAV departure off runway 9, max 205 knots. That's interesting. Wow, we're climbing out through some terrain there. Close-in obstacle vesicles crossing the departure area could require more than 6.1% climb gradient and must be avoided visually or by other means. Yeah, you think? This SID is required climb gradient of 6.1, which is 371 feet per nautical mile, not feet per minute. There's a big difference. Feet per nautical mile up to 3,600 feet. So we got to be, we're going to be cooking. So what we'll do is we'll set our climb perf. Let's go ahead and set departure perf, runway 9, dry. We'll sync the final. We're going to do packs on, anti-ice, engine, because there's contamination. Force Toga, yes. Optimum flap config, sync that. Calculate these numbers. 33, 33, 37 flap up, 0.4. We'll send that over to the McDo. We also need to finish our zero fuel weight. That's on me. I forgot to do that. Go back to weight and balance here. We'll send those numbers to the McDo. So let's see what kind of fuel numbers we got. Well, our perf data should have come in. 33, 33, 37 flaps. What? 1 up 0.4 in the trim. Who's calling me? I'm just checking to see if Miss V1 is going to be swinging by to drop off some peppermint mochas, chat. I want a peppermint mocha for flying up here in Scandinavia land. All right, we got 3 minutes to align. Company Misagi. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Wow, guys, I'm so rusty. I don't even know how to... When's the last time we flew the Airbus? Man. Except, ooh, we got 6 jump seaters. We got RSR on the jump seat. So let's close the door. Let's get him situated. Mr. Randazzo's on the jump seat this afternoon. All right, that's final load sheet is done. We got 2 minutes to align. We'll go ahead and disconnect the external power. We'll let them know down below you're good to disconnect. GPU, we'll pull the chocks, pull the stairs, aft stairs, close up the doors. And we'll just let them know we need to finish loading here. Oh, we need some APU bleed, actually. Have the APU ice on. Eastern T3, thank you for the 13 months. I'm looking forward to having the entire 7.4 family. Yes, Eastern T3, 100%. It's, to me, I know I'm super excited about the Bluebird 7.5. I'm excited for Neos. I'm excited for the NG to be in 2024. But there is no, I cannot think of a, I was very, very excited for the 727. I actually flew that offline on VATSIM for you, VATSIM sniper out there. I actually flew that on VATSIM the other day by myself just to get back in the 7.2. I was very excited for that airplane. But there's nothing, I don't know, man. I think maybe if there was a PMDG like L1011, I'd be more excited for that. I don't know, though. I don't think so. I don't think I could be excited for anything more than a 7.4. I mean, it's the queen. The 7.4 is the undisputed queen of the skies. Turk says, like 2 to 4 hours long, happens on Thursday after in-dock. You're a positive space out and back. What? What? Dude, that is so cool. I thought I was like, okay, I got a jump seat out, gonna get my first commute. I was already stressed, and I'm like, okay, how many flights do I have here? Because I can't. Man, I love it, Turks. This is like big boy leagues. Full toga on this one. Yes, we are. I need to make a con leche for the stream. Nabil, make one for me too, please. Check oil temp, please. Oil temp is 20C. I think what happens, Turk, or let's see. Yeah, Turk, not to be confused with Turks. Turk, I think when the Fenix loads in, I think it defaults to like 40C. That's what I'm thinking. And then I think if you sit here for a while, it cools. But I know where your head's at. What's the minimum oil temperature required before exceeding idle, chat? IEV 2500. You should know this by now. This channel was built on Airbus. I'm mostly asking because I forget. All right, constraint mode is on. And we don't need to push back, but I guess we'll call this guy up, right? We'll request, what did he say? Call me on back for push or start. So we'll call him. Let's get the beacon on. Let's run a few checklists here. Let's get the seatbelt, or that's off, auto, and on. It just looked like it was in a weird position. All right. Let's do a quick brief. We're going up to 6,000 feet. We got terrain off the end of the runway. We'll be flaps 1 toga, packs on. We got 0652 in the squawk. We'll put that over to TARA. Actually, we'll put you on. We'll put you in standby. There we go, like so. We'll have terrain up on our ND. If we pop an engine, we'll come back around here, land on the single runway, short runway in the terrain. Should be fine, but we're got plenty of performance because it's nice and cold. We do have to, a consideration with snow out there on the taxiways, might have to do some, what's it called? Thrust run-ups or whatever. Drawing a blank on the actual technical term. Ice shedding procedure. Now, I do have a problem. One of my cameras is got the cable in the way of where it needs to be. In a second. That should be. Yeah, it is what it is. Let's rock and roll. Let's go ahead and give him a call. And Tower Scandinavian 357, ready for engine start.
Scandinavian 357, startup approved. Call when ready for taxi.
Wilco, engine start approved. Scandinavian 357.
All right, let's get to it. See if I can get that back in view for you. There you go. Let's crank them up. Does SAS do 2 then 1 or 1 then 2? What does SAS do? APU bleeds on. Beacon's coming on before start checklist. Windows, doors, and slides closed and arm. Beacon on. Thrust levers idle. Park brake set. 4-star checks complete. Engine mode to ignition start. Let's start 1 first. Turn in 1. Shh. I mean, that engine sound is so good, chat. So good. There's the bus transfer. There's the veil. We're going to go ahead and start 2 because the engine is cooled. Want to get a warm up. Turning 2. Thank you, Turks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I do remember. I remember your name. I won't forget. Thank you, dude. I don't know. What sounds better than an IAE startup? I don't know what sounds better than that. We got the veil light. Let me turn the dim the cabin down here. I'll turn the sim down just a little bit so I can hear myself think as well. Sim settings, cabin. Let's turn the cabin lights off, please. Alright. We got 2 good starts. AP bleeds coming off. That's coming off. Engine anti-ice 1 and 2's coming on. That's going back there. That's there. What is our flap 1? Flight controls. Alright, let's do a proper flight controls. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Close enough to full left. Close enough to full right. That's all I can do without rolling backwards. Alright, we got 2 good starts. After start checklist. Auto brakes max. Takeoff config is checked. Engine temps are, yeah, we got 25, plenty of oil temp. That looks good. We'll go here. Auto. That's ready to go. I missed that. Spoilers arm. Alright, waiting on the cabin. Alright, let me text the wife. Let's let them know we're ready for taxi. She's inbound. Svalbard Tower, San Diego 357, ready taxi.
Scandinavian 357, runway 10, taxi at pilot's discretion.
Runway 10, taxi my discretion. Scandinavian 357.
Alright, here we go. Brakes released. Aren't you excited to go to a big boy jet with double slotted flaps? Cannot confirm nor deny. Alright, runway 10 is going to be off to our right. Brake check. Pressure 0. I gotta get used to the mouse direction. We got a back taxi anyway, so we're just gonna hop on here and we'll back taxi. Hold on, I'm just gonna stand here. 40%. Bring them back in a little, just make sure they're clear. We're gonna be taking off anyway, so we'll get all our lights on. We got a long back taxi. If you're gonna do ice shedding, a good place to do it is the runway. And you don't have to worry about heating up the brakes. I think they're going to be just fine. They're giving me some shifts in the O'Hare CDF tower with this winter. Let me know if you're heading to the pad. I'll say hey on the radio. Joe Plains, my man. If I'm in the pad this winter, it'll probably be in 2026, but I'll let you know, my man. Captain, when you're doing a low-vis IFR rules... oh, when are you doing IFR rules edict RVR stream asking for a friend? Yeah. You're going to be in a world of hurt, man. I can't wait. I can't wait for the text messages now. It's not hate, it's disguised envy. Alright, we got plenty of time on the engines. Taxi checklist. Gross weight comparison is complete. Pitch trim is 0.4%. CG set. V1, VR, V2 flex. Got 33, 33, 37. Toga set. Flaps config. 1+F. Flight controls check. ECAM memo. Takeoff. All green. ECAM status is checked. All right. Man. Maybe I do love the Airbus. I mean, it's so nice. It's such a nice airplane. Alright, we'll flip it around here. Let's go ahead and give them a call. Let them know we're ready once we make the turn.
Scandinavian 357, ready to go. Runway 10.
Scandinavian 357, Svalbard Tower, wind 070 at Nina, fly heading 270, runway 10, cleared for takeoff.
Fly heading 270, runway 10, cleared for takeoff. Scandinavian 357.
This is default Svalbard, yes. Our runway heading, runway 10 checks. TAR, y'all ready? Let's go. Spool them up 50. Yoga's in chat. Maybe a while before we get to do this again. Yoga. Mantoga SRS runway auto thrust blue. Eighty knots, thrust set. 100 knots, check. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up, fly with. Oh yeah. Oh, I missed the 319. It feels like home. Keep that pitch in there. Here it comes. Lever climb. Listen to this. Oh, the Airbus is great. 205 max. We're going to be just fine. Thrust climb, climb, nav. Going up to 6,000. Svalbard, Scandinavian 357, passing 2,500 for 6,000. Comes S-speed. Flap 0. Oh, look at that. That looks like it. That looks. I want to visit this town. I want to go to that town. That looks epic. Bank angle check to the right. That's a ski resort, Mr. Martini? Alright, that's on my bucket list, officially. That is officially on my bucket list. Alright, that's coming up. We'll go ahead and kill the engine and ice. Oh, it's not a single turn. 1,000 to level off. Magic Mirror ref will set standard. I'd like to get higher. $6,000. Actually, I don't mind staying at 6. Let's go autopilot 1 for a second. Let's just listen to the sounds, sights and sounds of Svalbard. Scalper says there's some cool stuff there. Satellite communication network, bunch of domes on the mountains there, a global seed vault, Arctic World Archive. Wow. Look at this. The snow? I don't know if I've done like blue hour snow flying. Looks really good. I'm gonna do a radio check, see if it gives us higher, but I don't mind it actually.
357 radio check.
Scandinavian 357, reading you loud and clear.
Svalbard requests climb flight level 390.
Aircraft calling for new altitude, say call sign.
Scandinavian 357.
Scandinavian 357, I didn't get that altitude. Say again, altitude.
Request flight level 390, Scandinavian
CK, thank you so much for the £5, man. Appreciate you. Says if you want love the PMDG interview.
Flight level 390 is already yours.
Keep up the good work. Hey, thank you, man. Really appreciate you, CK. All right. Well, in that case, let's just climb up 390 then. I want to be right here for the spool up. Thank you, CK Sim Gaming. Appreciate that. Glad you enjoyed it, man. I had a lot of fun. Blue Games, what's up, my man? Dude, this is beautiful. I've never flown this part of the world, Blue Games. Golly. Wing flex looks so good. Shout out to Turk in the U.S. for suggesting Tromso in this place. Yeah, Turk, yeah, I appreciate you, man. That was good. This is good destination or departure, man. Look at that. I know, Taco Bite. Blue hour snow and orange streetlights gives me nostalgic vibes. Joe Plains, you're absolutely right, man. That little town there on departure with the blue hour snow, and it gave me like epic Christmas vibes, you know, like 'tis the season. 'Tis the season. Wow, that's stunning. Look, no scenery missing airs. That's true. We're flying up to I'll turn my sim down. We're flying up to Anchorage or Juneau. Scenery not loaded. Continue over water. I know, we need a peppermint latte. She's not doing it, Tyson. She says she's gonna wait for later. Like, ugh. So disappointing. We're gonna raw dog this stream then, no coffee. Although I already had like 3 cups this morning at 6, but V3 Junior, I don't know what I'm calling him, my 4th kid, he kept us up all night again. All night long. Decides to fall asleep finally at like 4:45 this morning. So I rolled out of bed at 6, had some coffee with Miss V1. V3 is VREF. There you go, VREF, yeah. Technically he'd be V4 though. What's after V? He's V2 plus 10. Sam F. Yes, I am. Sam, yeah, I am, dude. Yep. The airport hotel for tonight and tomorrow, and then campus. Exclamation point specs, Diego. Exclamation point specs. VNE. Actually, yeah, I Captain Tango, you're right. I think, yeah, he's VNE. Because there's no more. There's no more after number 4. Number 4 is it. So VNE for sure. The second green dot. He's definitely VNE. Gene, what's up, man? Alflay, what's up, man? Hey, man, I like your streams. You're doing great. Thank you. Appreciate you. Bombtech, it is. It's at a sacred location called the training center. Wow, look at the coastline. This is, I know I get all jacked up, but you guys probably have seen this. But I've never flown this route in my entire life. So to see this is just really cool. This is all new to me. Beautiful. I love the gray SAS engine. I like the retro livery. I like that little SAS. SAS has got it going on, man. They got good taste. Good taste in liveries, good taste in airplanes, good taste in beautiful places to live. Jury's still out on, you know, the thickness of their blood because it seems like they just live in perpetual winter. But do they ever do icebreaker activities or the first part of training so you meet people? I don't know, Jeremy. I haven't been to new training in 10 years, so I'll let you know. The funny thing is, I think 70% of my new hire classes were all from the same operator. So I already know a ton of the guys. But the SAS have good snacks. That's true. Anybody who's flown on SAS, what is the in-flight snackage? Do we have a gouge for the in-flight snacks for SAS Airlines? Darth Rust, you know the A400M. I wanted to love that airplane, and I have no issues with how it flies, with how it sounds. I think it's actually a really nice module in the sim. What I don't like, my goodness, this cockpit is beautiful. What I don't like is the fact that you won't know if you're going to get taxi thrust on both engines from a cold and dark start. Because if there's any rain or if there's any precip or anything, contamination, sometimes the engines, they just won't come out of idle. It's a bug. It's been there since release, and it's never been fixed. So you go through all the pre-flight, the setup, FMS, and then you go to taxi. Often you don't have any taxi thrust. Snacks used to be good. Business changed all over. Liver worse than beer? You better hope it's not a name where you're from and fun fact about yourself. Yeah. PMDG interview was awesome. I realized we have the same hairlines. Turkey on me. Sean. That's funny. Thanks, Sean. Glad you enjoyed it, man. Bombtech, welcome back, my man. Welcome back. Welcome to Team Green. Still unbelievable that it hasn't been fixed yet. That and the 748's engine 3 disappearing. Yeah, Prodigist. I don't know what happened with the 7.4. The default 7.4, we went, 5 step forward on a lot of stuff with Microsoft 2024. But in terms of the 747, we went like 7 steps backwards. The default 7.4 in 2024 is terrible. I would much rather fly the 2020 version with the mods that we had. SAS serves freshly clubbed walrus. Some kind of Vincent shark. Default 7.4 is getting updates. The 7 update 4, it needs a whole lot more than a few up. It needs a whole refurbish, man. And the cockpit, like the texturing was okay, but I mean, when we had the default 7.4 in 2020 and we had the cockpit mod by More Right Rudder Mike and then the FT Sim sound pack, I was hooked on flying it. It was great. It's terrible now, terrible, because you can't do any of the mods. Janet Airlines, that's it, Jar Dog. Greetings from the south, the Arctic Circle, that is. Hey, what's up, Tattoo? Welcome. Norwegian 73 Max, nice, Mike. I watched PMDG episode on Andrew P. Well, awesome, thank you, man. Hope you enjoyed it. Try Moroccan oil brand. Oh my gosh. just have to make sure everyone likes and subscribes to the channel. Negative. That is just a wonderful, wonderful climb out here. So actually we have, look at our situation up here. Zero, because we're so far north, right? 0157. It's the sure keep an eye on our GPS position. Wow. So there are some airplanes that actually have a true mag push button. I saw that one year in Recurrent Sim. We were in a different sim than I've ever been in before, and there was a true mag push button. I messed with it a little bit. We didn't have those in our fleet. This apparently, I think this, once you get above a certain latitude, once you get above a certain latitude, right? I think it will auto-populate. So I have no idea how that works. I've never flown this far north, so that is new to me. Tell me I didn't just crash the sim trying to zoom this out. But, man, I mean, it's nice to be back in 2024, huh? It's the last little bit of land. I think it's going to continue to get brighter, if I'm not mistaken. Do you have reduced training time if you have already a type rating on the aircraft your site? No. No. The only thing that would be different would be like if I was going to the Airbus, my type, I wouldn't have another type ride. I would go through all the same training, all the same checks, but at the end, I would not be receiving a type rating because I already have a type rating. So, but you have to learn how to fly the airplane on that company's SOP. Do you know what plane you're getting yet or not? BombTech, no, I do not know yet. I have an idea, but there's also 10 people that are not on our official chat group yet. So we have a little chat group for our class, and we're missing 10 people. So right now I'm a little bit below halfway in terms of age and seniority, so I'm kind of in the middle. I'm actually a little bit below the middle. So I don't know where those 10 people are going to fit. The most important thing is there's only 7 slots to a particular location that I would rather not go to, and there's not going to, there will be more than 7 below me, so I'm safe from that particular location. The 10 people are probably older if I were, and that's kind of what I'm thinking, Sam. That's what I'm thinking. So it really is up in the air. I really have no idea. Trick says, if I can't remember exactly the same number, but it was something like 60 or 68 north that we switched from true north on the 7.6. Oh, interesting. Very cool. Yeah, I've never flown that far north, man. Farthest north I've been is Halifax, I think. I think that's as far as north I've been. Yeah, Sam, what are you saying? Are you calling me old Sam? Get out of here. Dude, the number 1 guy, 1965. 1965. We can't make it to 39. Yes, we can. ENTC for Tromso, right? Tutko, thank you for the $10 super chat, my man. I appreciate you. Just stopping by to say good luck on your training and transitioning to a Boeing. Allegedly. Hopefully they don't have to Too much math. We'll be here. We'll be here when you get time again. My man Tuco, thank you for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you. Very, very kind. Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see. Like I said, I will let y'all know. I know everyone's very curious, but I do not know myself yet. So, appreciate you, Tuco. Thanks for the $10 super chat. Let's get the trade tables out, chat, while we can. Listen to this. Electric seats. Oh, it's so nice. That is so nice. That is a beautiful view. A little bit of coffee, a little bit of hot chocolate. Yeah, I think he has 5 years, right, Sam? That's what we calculated last time. Everyone made fun of me, but I'm pretty sure he's got 1965. He got just over 5 years. So, pretty wild. Sam, when are you interviewing with the other people? I thought that was soon. I know Mr. Administrator is here today. I sent him a text this morning. I might try to link up with him tonight. I don't know when he gets done. We're getting all kinds of traffic in Rovaniemi, FRO, the Christmas season, but Finnair seems to be flying 321 to Tromso. It was ATR in summer season. Ooh. Did we fly EFRO? I think we were going to fly EFRO in Finnair, but then we Alt F4'd that for a Tromso to somewhere else in the ATR. We'll see. Thrust Set, what's up, my man? Good to see you in green. How you doing today, Thrust Set? My colleague transitioned from the 320 to the 744, and he got used to Boeing philosophy quite easily. You know, I think, and I don't know this, I have the other than just my own opinion. I think it would be easier to go from Airbus to a Boeing than it would be from a Boeing to an Airbus. Because if you start on Airbus and you get good with Airbus, you're comfortable with Airbus, going to a Boeing, at least to my knowledge, my surface knowledge, Boeing is much more traditional, right? So all of your training, all of your, entry-level flying was all based on rudimentary, normal flying physics. Where the Airbus, it enters a whole different realm with fly-by-wire and stuff. So I think going back to that will be easier than going to an Airbus, but I have no idea. I sent a membership message dissing you. Roll up the chat. I don't have one. Maybe it was banned. Why would I want to read it anyway? Thank you, Andy. Appreciate you. Finally got my FMC and McDo running. Apparently my PC said I wasn't good enough to have other peripherals. CPU overloaded. Ooh. Ontario DFW was success thanks to thanks to Pop's Airbus driver. Very nice, Sean. You got the McDo, huh? I mean, I wanted to fly 7.3 today just for some FMC. I love messing with this FMC and MCP. Finally, no more X-Plane, Marco. Thanks for the $2 super chat. Come on, man. It wasn't that bad, was it? Oh, that's kind of a hot shot right there. I didn't know how that left that there on accident. Contrails are better in X-Plane, I'll tell you that. We're leveling 390, I think. It seems to be a bit choppy. I really enjoyed my time in X-Plane last week, or the last couple streams. I mean, it was low visibility, or any type of precipitation, so rain, with all the mods. If you get all the mods installed, rain effects, rain, windshield wiper rain, low light conditions, I think X-Plane is better. I actually think X-Plane is better with wet runway conditions in Microsoft 2024. It looks better with the reflections of the light on the water. In Microsoft, everything is covered in water, and then when it's not raining, it's all dry, 100%. So X-Plane has some potential. Still, Albeit slim, it has some potential. I think Airbus to Boeing isn't too bad because everyone started on normal airplanes anyway. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. If you only wanted to start with the Boeing simulator, where would you begin learning? I don't know. 320 sim pilot said pretty much the same thing. It took a while for him to get the Airbus process. That said, it was really hard for him to get the 7.8 FMA after moving. I think a lot of that could have to do with your SOP too, if that changes. Chris PT6 in the house. What's going on, man? How you doing? Parallel 42 in 2024 win? Never, Nabil. Dreamerosity, that is the plan. I'm hoping that I'll be able to do some practicing in the sim to help ease that learning curve of the 737 if that's what happens to me. What are you going to do with no table? Eat like a savage, man. Or just not eat. Maybe it'll be better. Keeps you more in shape that way, right? I say that with love to Airbus, but you have to learn the Airbus way. You absolutely do. Do you think back in the early days of Airbus, pilots were not properly trained on how to manually fly? No, I think it's worse now than it's ever been. Dev. But it was true then, and it's true now, and I think it's worse now because now guys are training on glass twin stars with no condition lever, no prop lever. It's all automatic FADEC. I think it is worse than it's ever been, and I think it's going to continue to get worse until they all go to you're not even a pilot. You just sit there and manage single crew. That's the trajectory on. I don't think it's ever going to change. It may slow down. It appears to have slowed down a little bit, but I don't think the trajectory of single pilot ops and automated everything is going to do a 180 and become more manual. Seatbelt sign is off. You're now free to move back to cabin. I guess it will cost the company some time and money to have you type right on the aircraft. Wouldn't it be more feasible to use an Airbus with some SOP training? They don't. No, it doesn't work that way, Zhuhan. When you switch operators, it doesn't work that way. You go to the bottom of the barrel, and you get what you get. Now, what they do, though, what they do to make their money worth it for training you, is they lock you in on a seat lock. So depending on the airline, it may be a year, 2 years, maybe longer. And what seat lock means is once you get on this airplane, you cannot jump to another airplane unless you're upgrading. Sometimes they have like an upgrade carve out sometimes if you're going to upgrade on that aircraft. The reason being is they don't want people just jumping around. If you have multiple fleets, right? Oh, 1 month I want to bid for the 777, then you go through training, and then now I'm going to bid for this airplane, because that's just going to cost the company a lot of money to keep training you. So they have a seat lock in place. And that'll vary from airline to airline how long it is and if there's any carve outs for that. Have you have a list of all your X-Plane mods? Spurious Podge? No, I don't. I pinned them in the Discord, though. So if you go to the X-Plane channel and you look at the pinned messages, I believe one of them is called the Boomer plugin. You just get that and you put that in your plugin folder, and that should take care of everything with from the rain, and then from the rain perspective. Gets rid of the Star Wars rain and makes a heavier rain on the windshield. And then the other plugin I had was the Flight Model mod, which is also pinned for the MD-11. I know, Sam. He did. Yeah. It's showing, too. He's going to have to adjust his weight and balance on the Cub. When do you go off to training? Tonight. So I'm actually driving down tonight with the wife. So the wife, which is really cool. I've never even, I don't know. Well, I say I never heard of this, but I never even had an idea to, think about moving. But so you're allowed to bring your spouse to day one of orientation. Because so it's basically, the way I understand it, there's 2 days of basic orientation, which is really not pilot related stuff. It's everything else from non-rev travel to benefits and possibly bidding. Maybe bidding is later on in pilot in doc, but it's all like the basic stuff, like how to work in the company, etc., etc. So that's the base in doc. Your spouse is invited to day one of that, and then at night they have like a reception dinner. So we're going to drive down tonight, stay at the hotel. She'll come with me to class tomorrow morning. and then we'll do our dinner, and then the next day she leaves and goes back to the house, and I stay, and then pilot in dock starts on Friday. So that's more of it's still in dock, but it's all pilot related stuff, or more pilot related stuff. That lasts a week or so. And then and then after that you have, which is completely new to me, is base in dock, which I think is very cool. And I don't, like I said, I feel like I'm just a new guy to the airline world now, because for all these years, my blinders were on, so to speak, as part of like what other airlines are doing for hiring, because you're not looking to get hired at any other airline, right? So I'm just focused on my own task, my own operator. So I don't know what other companies do, but this base in dock thing, which is pretty cool, and Turks helped explain it. So basically, after you finish your pilot in dock, they send you out to your base that you've been assigned to, right? So you get to pick your base in aircraft in seniority order on day 1 or day 2, I believe. And then after that, after all in-dock's done, they send you to your new base, and then you go to the crew room, you meet the chief pilot, which is very cool, because I can tell you from my perspective, when I joined my previous operator, it was not like that at all. And you were just in a world of unknown, and you're just like, I hope this is where I go, or is that what I hope this is what I do? Like, it was not like that at all. So that's kind of the schedule for the first couple of weeks. And then after that, there's a small gap between the end of indoctrination training to your actual systems training, and then going into sims. So from what I understand, they'll send you home with some study material, and you get proficient on that, do some studying, which hopefully maybe we can do some studying on a stream or two. And basically you're just waiting for your official training to start on the airframe. So whatever that is, whether it's an Airbus or a 737 or a Boeing, whatever it is, you just you study at home until you get your time to go back for actual training. And then that'll take probably a couple weeks. And then after that, you go to the study streams. Indeed, Fubar. Indeed. Chris PT says, what's up? Been loving the X-Plane stuff. Haven't used mine in a couple of years. I tell you what, Chris, X-Plane 12 with the right mods and the right aircraft is actually not bad. It's not bad. And again, I would highly suggest go where there's rain or low visibility, and fly either from dark to sunrise or from sunset to nighttime. Don't fly in the middle of the day. If you can do those things, it's actually not a bad experience. Have I checked the weather for ENTC? I have not. Someone got a METAR for me? Good luck, V1. We're going to miss you for a while. He maybe, Mrs. could step up to the mic. Yeah, exactly. I'll send her on the podcast. Are you keeping the airframe a secret? No, I just don't know what it is yet. I legitimately do not know. It's a half-a-mile viz right now, Turk? Uh-oh. V1, would you recommend flight to ENAT ILS 11 with a circle to land at 29? I would recommend poor visibility, 20 minutes from Tromso. Well, that sounds spicy. Dream Rossi says, I bought the PMDG 73 for my procedures training. It definitely flaps, speed brake is retracted. Then you go up to the overhead, check the battery voltage, turn those on, boom, boom. We connect external power, wonderful. Then we go up the left-hand side, then we go up this side, then we go up this side. And that's a flow, right? And you come to the center pedestal and you go down this side. That's a flow. Because it's not spelled out in a checklist per se. It's all in a flow. The checklist is to check the items on your flow. What happened, Rip? That was not the stream. My stream has been solid. No drop frames, so that must have been a Cloudflare. Everything good? All right. We back? I don't know what that was all about. Nothing on my end. Nah, it wasn't even my Wi-Fi. Must be YouTube side. Cloud flare, solar flare. Lucas says the best plane you can fly is one that pays your bills. Amen to that, Lucas. Absolutely right. Chad, is it time for Christmas music and cruise? How long do we have? We only have a few minutes. We're 330 miles. I think it's Christmas. I think it's Christmas cruise music, chat. I think it is. I have never been a Christmas songs before Thanksgiving. However, since we're in the perpetual Great White North here in Scandinavia, I think it's an exception. What a great cockpit. Time to jingle the bells. Mr. Sat, what's up, man? Christmas starts the week before Christmas, no sooner. No, Zach, you're wrong. I will say, I am extremely disappointed in Starbucks how they got rid of the pecan lattes. Like, before October. I mean, the last one was middle of October. Or no, it was before the week before Halloween. Like, what? The fall doesn't end. Fall goes all the way till Thanksgiving Day. I've seen houses decorated since 11/1. Fubar. Allegedly, my house has been decorated since 11, or actually, end of October, I think. Allegedly. The earliest we've ever had it done. So I have a guy that puts lights up. And he came early this year, allegedly. Tromso has nice summers. Actually, even Svalbard gets up to 8C. 8C gets up to 8C. I'm so excited for Thanksgiving. One of my favorite holidays. I do like Thanksgiving. It'll be a Thanksgiving in training for me. Pecan beer is Shiner, yes. Yeah. Yeah, the pecan Shiner, yeah, Sam. Man, I haven't had a beer in a really, really long time. People in my area put up Christmas lights in October, and I do not understand the thought process turning on Christmas lights before Halloween. Just tell people you left them up from last year. You know, I almost did that one year because I didn't want to take them down. There was always either a weather, or rain, or lightning. And I was like, yeah, screw it. I'm just going to leave them up. And we had our lights up until it was definitely after Valentine's Day. I think it was close to March when we finally took them down. I think it was in March. Yeah, it was March, because I remember I fished a tournament in early March, and I remember leaving in the morning and the Christmas lights were on, and I'm like, I'm basically fishing pre-spawn and there's still Christmas lights on the house. This is a problem. Then we took them down. I had a Christmas tree up last July 4th. Bo, so here's my plan. Smoking the turkey. So I think I'm going to drive home after training on Wednesday evening. And then I will put the turkey on at like 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the morning. Maybe it depends on what time. Probably have to be back at 8 a.m. So I might actually put the turkey on around 6:30 in the morning. And then I'm going to set the timer and everything. I'm going to have my wife get the app so she can track it. And then I'm going to go back to school, do my schooling on Thursday. She'll pull the turkey when it's done. Then I'll drive home after and do Thanksgiving dinner. So hopefully that is the tentative plan. Christmas is good here in Ireland, UK. We don't do Thanksgiving, so we skip that. I've already made Christmas cake. Ooh, very nice. Yeah, I think Thanksgiving is more of a American holiday. I remember, was it last year? No, it was 2 years ago when I was in Atlanta. I had a LaGuardia turn. It was perfect. I literally woke up 5 a.m. or something, threw the turkey on the smoker, flew to LaGuardia and back, pulled the turkey off. It was perfect. That was actually a really fun year. Okay, no, I'm not. I'm for a little bit of Christmas music. This is a little much. I don't need audio sounds. How about this? Let's mix it up. There we go. I do not remember these key commands. So it is confirmed contrails in X-Plane 12 are better. That livery is pretty sweet though. You guys like the retro? I like the retro. What is the Thanksgiving game this year? I don't know, Douglas. How about them Cowboys though? Sorry, I've been on a loop for a few days. Do you know what you'll type on? No, I do not yet. I gotta get my hair cut after this. Let me see what time they close. Surely they'll be open. It's only 12:20. I will say this. I'm actually very, very excited for training over the holiday season. It's probably my favorite time to go to training. And ironically, all of my initial trainings have been over the holiday season, except my freight operator. That was in the spring. But no, I take it back. It was not in the spring. That was late winter. That was like December. So from flying freight to my regional hire date was almost the same exact date in November as my date at my last airline. And get this. Say the date is 18th? Yeah. So today would have been my 10-year anniversary at my previous operator. So I'm literally starting a new operator almost 10 years to the day. So November training. I don't know. There's just something about going to training with like a jacket and the hot coffees taste better. It smells better. Like it's much easier to learn when it's cold outside, especially if it's rainy. And I think it's supposed to get rainy here in Dallas next week. It's the way to do it. Who wants to go to training when it's 120 degrees outside? Cowboys Chiefs? Ew. Oh, I don't want to watch that one. Good thing that's the early game. What's the late game? It's the only one I might be able to catch. I remember my training at my regional operator. I was in St. Louis for type rating training. Actually, so do we have time for a quick story? Well, how far out we got? 263 miles. Yeah. So when I got hired at my regional operator, it was same thing, November class for INDOC, right? So I went to INDOC. I have to look up the date. It might have been like this is same exact week as well, which is kind of ironic to be hired at 3 airlines all within days of each other, the same weekend, the same month of the year. Anyway, so I went to INDOC, and I know I was there for Thanksgiving because they actually sent us home for like 3 days over Thanksgiving. Or maybe it was 1 day over Thanksgiving. Yeah, it was actually 1 day off because we watched football in the room. I remember that. So it was 1 day off for Thanksgiving. We stayed in Indianapolis, finished INDOC, and there was a massive snowstorm. It was like one of the Arctic cold fronts that came down. So our entire INDOC class is trying to get to St. Louis for type training. And everybody's flight was canceling. So we almost everybody in the class, the options were spend a night in the airport or rent a van and drive from Indianapolis to St. Louis in a snowstorm. It's Arctic blast, like minus 20 outside. So I'm like, well, I've seen how, I mean, no. I'm like, I'm not getting in a van with they're all good friends now. We're like, I'm not getting in a van with you monkeys. This is going to be, we're going to die. We're not going to make it there if you guys are driving. So the class was split. Half the guys said, I want to get a van and drive. And the other half said, we're going to stay overnight. So I stayed overnight. I was like, I'm not driving in a van. So they went and rented a van, and they couldn't find a van anywhere. There were no vans available. That was a whole ordeal. I was going to stay the entire night. However, as I'm just kind of walking around the airport there, I stumbled upon a gate at a Chicago, because I was in Chicago. I jumped from Indy to Chicago. I was like, so there's nothing at Indy, so I flew to Chicago. I saw, same thing, flights cancel, and I'm walking around the airport, and I'm at this gate, and I see this crew walk up, and they're like, yeah, we're repoing this to St. Louis. I'm like, what? And I mean, I was fully cast. I was ready to go. And I'm like, well, can I go on this? And they're like, I don't see why not. So the captain called his dispatcher and all the stuff. They got it all sorted out. And they took like 10 of us on a completely empty RJ, flew us down on a repo flight to St. Louis. So we get in. I mean, we got in late. It's probably 1 o'clock in the morning or so, but it wasn't that bad. And because it was a repo and they had all the fuel, everything, and it was a complete non-event. So we were loving it. Meanwhile, the half a class that rented a van, they got stuck in traffic. They got stuck in snow. They almost went off the road a couple of times. So 1 o'clock in the morning, fast forward that day, we had that day off. No van shows up. They're like, yeah, we're still like 6 hours out. So it takes another day. The next day class started. 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm down in the hotel lobby. I'm like, well, I guess half the class isn't going to show up, right? Because there's 10 of us there that flew. And lo and behold, here comes this friggin' rental van, all white passenger van, rolls up. It's the other half of the class, and they are miserable. They've been driving for 2.5 days, and they literally changed clothes and then got in the hotel van to go to day one of systems training on the Embraer. And, I mean, they were wiped. And it was just absolute misery. I was like, ha, you guys should have told you. What are you guys driving for? We're pilots now. Let's jump seat. Like, use your imagination. Just because Indy's canceled doesn't mean you have to sit around and wait. Like, we went, let's go to Chicago. So a couple of us went to Chicago, actually. I think a couple actually went Chicago, Dallas, St. Louis. They went a different way. But I think there was a good 7 of us, about 7 of us that went on the repo flight. And we were just laughing because we were all rested. We had our coffee and donuts, and everyone else just looked like complete ass in class. It was great. So that was my introduction to systems training. And then it was so cold that day. So get to this icing on the cake, right? So we're in Flight Safety International, St. Louis. We're doing our training. And it's so cold, there's a water, and there's like a pipe break and a water boil. So basically, the water's contaminated now, so you have to boil all your water before you use it, or else you can get sick. So the hotel shuts off the hot water. So now these guys that have been in a van for 3 days and are miserable, and all they want to do is go back to the hotel and shower and get clean, no water. It was under a water boil for like 2 or 3 days. They ended up turning the water on. I think we had cold water. We took cold showers for 2 days, and then finally the hot water came. We were at the Holiday Inn St. Louis. And, man, the coconut lime verbena lotion that is in Holiday Inns will haunt my dreams forever. So that was my introduction to 121 airline flying. But, oh, wow, look at this. No shower, man. I remember shaving in the morning with ice cold water. It's just so miserable. It was a very miserable first few days of training. I mean, it was even I felt bad for the guys that drove. And then one of my buddies, he got really sick and he ended up missing 3 or 4 days of initial systems training. He almost had to get rolled to another class. But yeah. Yeah, cold water sucks, man. It's like, that's one thing you look forward to, right? In the shower in a hotel, you're like, I'm going to get hot water in a hotel. Nope. DJ, yeah, you could hitch a ride in the U-Haul with a polka band. Yep. Kids watched that movie the other night. Yeah, I'd rather be cold than hot, though, 100%. Because you can get warm. You can get warm. You can't get cold if you're too hot. Can you imagine how lost Dallas defense will be with a short week prep for KC? I know, man. It's going to be bad, Fubar. Fruity, what's up, man? As a Norwegian, this is lovely to watch. I'm glad you enjoy it, man. I'd rather be cold than hot than start getting too hot and sweat. Yeah, agreed. Thomas, give me sunshine and ADF any day. Yeah. Hello from Germany, Grimmel. All right, let's take a look at what we got going on here. We land in 3-6. $200 at 12, huh? 200 at 13. Light snow. Great. Landing 1-8, I think, would be the way to go, yeah. Yeah, juice approach. 1-8 off of Nornu. Or RNP Zulu 1-8. Nah. We're gonna do the Zulu. Probably need a DD1 mic. The DibD1 mic. Do we have Apsim? Ogbod? Yeah, Ogbod. Ooh. We're going to do Ogbod. The DibD1 to Ogbod. That's going to shave some time off of this here. Center Scandinavian 357, request the ILS Zulu runway 18.
Scandinavian 357, you've not yet started your descent. Unable.
Okay, well, I'm just letting you know. Because that's what I'm going to do, whether you like it or not. Don't even need to go to DibD, really. But it'll be 5,000 up there at the top. We'll get our LS push buttons on. LS push buttons on. We'll make sure we have terrain radar on when we start down. 8,000 feet. Potentially contaminated. 1099, 183. 307, 321. Minus 10. Oh no. Or -3, that's better. Pfft. -3 snow showers, 10:03. Is it really 1003? Yeah, QNH 1003. Okay. We're set up. Al Loper. My man. Al, thank you for the $20 super chat. Says, the goal in 5 years to look back at this time and say why I didn't make the jump sooner. Indeed, Al. Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and New Year's to you and the family and everyone in chat. Al Loper, my man, thank you so much. Very, very kindly for the $20 super chat. Appreciate you, sir. Very kind. That is the goal. It'd be nice if it was 1 year later and be like, why didn't I do this sooner? Matter of fact, I already know. I already know that I should have done it sooner, but there's nothing I can do about that now, right? But yes, indeed. Did Mr. Rendazzo say anything about 7.3s? Yes, he did. He is anticipating them before Christmas. That's what he said on the podcast, anticipating them before Christmas. He also said that they would be ready before I got out of type school. So, if you know, you know. I bet your engine oil temp won't be 20C though. You know what, Turk? I don't know. We'd have to look. Beyond ATC ban coming. Alexander, what's up, man? I do. Yes, before the end of the year. He's anticipating at least, 2 of the 3 models, 2 to 3 variants before the end of the year. Yeah, he does catch a lot of flack, man. He does catch flack. I think I was telling, I said this to them too after the interview. I was like, it almost seems like an NG version of PMDG now, right? Because for so many years, essentially the entire PMDG lifespan, or go back to early 2000s, it's always been, any updates have always been very formal blog post, right? And I think you lose human element in that a little bit, right? So now with PMDG coming out, doing interviews, and even just the PMDG official YouTube channel where he sits down and talks to you about what's happening, I think that's a good thing. I think it's kind of a next gen of PMDG, and you get a little bit more of the person behind the scenes, right? So I think they're doing a good job. This A320 flying into the sunset is symbolic. Wingnut, you know what? That's funny. It is true. It's a perpetual sunset, too, where we are globally. We took off at sunset. It's been sunset the whole time. Yeah, Marcus, I agreed. And I think it's, because when you read a text, even just a text message, right? When you read a text message or a forum post or Discord, you don't hear inflection. You don't hear sarcasm. You miss a lot. So you project your own feeling of emotion on how you interpret the words. And I think a lot can be lost in that. I wish PMDG would come back with the MD-11 J41. I know, Mike 85. And I wanted to ask that. I just kind of got distracted. I was like, I'm going to ask about the Jetstream. I never ended up asking. We just kept talking about other stuff. But I wanted to ask, will the Jetstream or any prop, well, the 1900, I don't think the 1900 will, but especially the Jetstream. Jetstream, do you think the Jetstream will ever make an appearance, or another tri-jet, whether it be an L1011, a DC-10? I mean, they own a Falcon jet, right? So they got a Falcon 50. So you talk about having the manuals for a Falcon 50. Imagine a PMDG Falcon 50. But you look at I think what he said too about how PMDG has been slow between products, and they've been very slow between products, and then they did a self-analysis of that, and they realized they just have too much going on, right? The team's too spread out. So if you bring everybody in, do the same, focus on less stuff, but focus more on a few things, that increases the rate of production. So we'll see. I mean, the fact that he was hinting that the 7.4s might be releasing at the end of the next calendar year, was at 26, to me, that's huge progress in of itself. I was thinking like 2028. I was thinking like at least 3-4 years from now. So who knows? Who knows? You're going to love full total manual control. What airliner would you fly if you could pick any current airliner? Can I pick the routes it flies? I'd pick an A340-600 domestic turns only. Rainman, what's up? I submitted my United app finally. Guess we'll see how it goes. Heard a lot of airlines starting to hire again. Yes, Rainman, well, best of luck to you, man. If you have any questions or any help, send me a DM with that app. I am familiar. 7.5 would be good, Spurious Podge. Yeah, 7.5 would be good. That might be my realistic current airliner. Would be a 7.5. I would like to see. But everybody's phasing them out. The only two operators in the U.S. is Delta and United. And they're all being phased out. So it's only a matter of time. 4 engines for short haul. Yes, sir, Aaron. What's up, Aaron? DJ, yeah, is it Fly Somewhere doing the Falcon 50? I saw the Falcon 50 at FS Expo last year. Looked very early and on development still. You have a cargo airline operating? What cargo operates 340-600s? Flying a King Air to ski resorts? I mean, that'd be cool, too. Yeah, 7.5 is a classic, man. European cargo. Very cool. So this is going to fly us out to Dibdi. I really don't want to go all the way out there. I'm going to see if I can request direct to... Socks. Scandinavian 357 request direct to Socks Ox.
Scandinavian 357 confirm direct to Lomvi.
Lomvi. Negative.
Negative Scandinavian 357.
Let me try to pick it out of a list. What about we just go straight in to Ogbud?
Scandinavian 357 request direct to fix.
I want to do Ogbud.
Scandinavian 357, roger. Say fix name.
Request direct to Ojibode, Scandinavian
Ojibode.
357.
Scandinavian 357, you have not yet been cleared for your descent, and Ogbord is part of your star. Unable direct Ogbord at this time.
Was anyone else able to see the Aurora Borealis? Yes, there was a lot of people, man. Yeah, a lot of people saw it up at where we live, too. It might just be incredible being an A340 300 cargo pilot, just knowing you're hauling a whole 2 to 3 tons of cargo back there. Yeah. A lot of cargo, man. Remember we had the conversation with the Scandinavian ATC? That was funny, too. Alright, I am going to request ready for descent soon. Man, those clouds. X-Plane 12 could never. Look at those clouds, man. Oh, your sarcasm. I just don't want to hurt your feelings, so that's why I didn't make fun of you there on, but okay, that makes sense now. Is the 321 underpowered with an engine failure, or does the increased thrust of the 320 make it equal to the 320? Man, there's a lot of factors that go into that. No, it is not underpowered with an engine failure. I would not want to be faced with an engine failure on any type of Airbus at a high gross weight. If I had to pick one, I'd pick the 319. But remember, the engines are derated, so the 321 has more thrust because it's a bigger airframe, even though it's the same engine. The other two are derated. Scandinavian 357 ready for descent.
Scandinavian 357, roger, say new altitude.
Request descent, flight level 240.
Scandinavian 357, unable, your flight is to the south and flight level 240 is an even numbered flight level. Please pick an odd altitude.
Where's thrust set? Where's thrust set? I'll tell you what, I'm going to descend to 5,000. I'll tell you what, I'm going to descend to 5,000 right now, and you can't stop me. I'm descending via the star for the ILS-18 Zulu for Scandinavian 357. Biatch.
Scandinavian 357, I didn't get that altitude. Say again, altitude.
Altitude.
Scandinavian 357, I didn't get that altitude. Say again, altitude.
You'll figure it out. All right, time to go to work. I love messing with the ATC. Oh my gosh, I'm easily amused. All right, we're already freaking high and fast. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna go direct to Sox.
Scandinavian 357, you broke up. Say again, altitude.
I'm just gonna switch to center, not deal with him. That looks awesome. Alright, we gotta try to catch up to this now. How freaking high are we? 10,000 plus feet high? I had a feeling we were high. Look at that VLS coming up to get you. Dive, dive. We might have to do a turn and a hold there at Ogmod. We'll see. We're diving down. We'll see if we might do a spin and turn around and hold there at Ogmod. Yeah, Fubar, that's what I'm going to do. That's 100% what I'm going to do. Yeah, the arrival stuff it gives you an issue. Well, I think partially it's because I filed an arrival to the north, and unless you change it with them, I think it has a problem, like trying to figure it out. But that looks amazing. But the best part about it is just switch frequency, switch the tower, and then you'll have traffic and everything, and it's just as good. My number one reason that I like it so much is the imported traffic. It's perfect. Really brings your sim to life. Wow, the snow looks so good in 2024. My goodness, I'm gonna miss this sim. I am gonna miss this sim, man. Nah, San Intention's dead to me, never. Look at that. Going to work, Slow. Going to work. Why are we speeding up? We should be... Oh. Should have been in thrust idle descend. No wonder we didn't catch up. I just gave it all that extra. Alright, I'll tell you what. This is good practice. Ogbod. Hold. Computed. What's the inbound course on the ILS? 181. We're going to do left turns. Stay away from the mountains. Scandinavian 357, descend and maintain 1010,000. Hold at Ogbod until further advised. Descending at 10,000, hold Ogbod until further advised. Scandinavian 357 heavy. Speed your discretion. Hopefully nobody has any ear trouble, which I actually do right now. I've got like a weird sinus thing. I just can't shake it, man. I wake up... like just weird sinuses every day. We're really cooking here for hold speed. Wow. Screenshot. Yeah, but if the co-pilot's running all your stuff, what's the fun in actually flying the airplane? That is real life. Fenix is pretty good, guys. The Fenix is pretty good. You can explain Microsoft 2024 rough landings. That's funny, man. Yeah, my extensive time in Microsoft Flight Simulator. All my Atlantic crossings to Scandinavia. No matter that I flew for domestic operator. Luke Wallace, I understand why you do, man. I understand why you do. Incredible. Jeez. Alright, keep the turn going, keep the descent going all the way down to 5,000 feet. Terrain mode's coming on. Let's get some little speed brakes out, help us down. We'll get the rest of our lights as well. Light snow showers. Arrival perf. We're going to call that good medium. 1.8. Apply METAR. Landing weight 125 even. That gives us 2,300 meters, 2,000 to stop. Not a whole lot, but we got it. That's auto brake low. Auto brake medium brings it back. We'll stick with manual brakes just because I like. Actually, let's go low brakes, see what it does. That's pretty cool, Marcus. Yeah, getting the lightning moving in. That's what I love about 2024 is the weather feels so much more dynamic than X-Plane. Although I will say, after the last couple of flights we did, X-Plane felt a little bit better. Like there was rain being called for in LA and low. That's what we flew into and we got. I mean, I'd have to do some more flying in it, but it did seem a little bit better. This looks cool. Look at all these like little mountain lakes up here. They're just ice cold. I bet that water is so clean. I bet there's still plastic PFAs in there though. Isn't that crazy? Maybe not. Maybe not up here. Yeah, the IAE wine Turk, just that. It's a perfect little hum, isn't it? Put you to sleep. Scandinavian 357, fly heading 340, vectors to final. Alright, 340. We're going to take the line off of Ogbod. 181, insert. Uh-oh. I just sequenced it. Rip. Oh, Chad, I just sequenced our whole approach. You're gonna be kidding me. Not good, not good, not good. No! Look at that. We fixed it. Scandinavian 357, turn left, heading... let's see. Make it 290, reduce speed 180 knots. Actually, we're plenty far. I'll make it 210 knots. Proceed direct to Ogbod. For the approach. Direct to Ogbod, and we lost our data. Chat. Fake Airbus pilots. That's why you'd have this in the secondary already. That's alright, we got it. Alright, 5 till established. Direct Ogbod, cleared for the approach. 210. See, that right there is a prime example of what Rondazzo was talking about when you have crisis mode in the sim, right? I wouldn't be able to do that in a 737 because I'm unfamiliar with how to resolve myself from sequencing the waypoint, clearing out the flight plan. I know how to do it in the Airbus, right? So practicing that in the PMDG will help you if that happens to you in the sim or in real world in crisis mode. That is a perfect example of crisis mode. All right, but we're all ready. We got flight recorder. We got plenty of time to spare. Let's get flight recorder running. Where's my flight recorder? There it is. Time check, 1 o'clock local. Perfect. Get my haircut, head home. Cooking, chat. We are cooking. See if you can't hit the like button for me one last time. Can we get 319 likes before the stream ends? That would be a huge and a good way to do a send-off here in Tromso. 319 likes is the goal. Airbus cam is up. We are flying into the weather. Lokestar Glide Slope Blue. Recording on bring it back to 180. Flaps 1. Glide slope star, go around altitude. I should know this, we did it 4 times. 3,000 feet, initial. 3,000. Go around altitude set 3,000. VF Phoenix minus 10 flaps 2, speed checks flaps 2. Manage speed, gear down. I forgot this glide slope is steeper. The sounds are so good, that thump. Hear the ding signs. That's why the signs are in auto. If the signs weren't in auto, you wouldn't hear that. We are going to be in some potential icing conditions. Get the engine heaters on. Keep the wing NIS off, right at VF Phoenix, flaps 3. This glide slope is a little bit steeper than 3 degrees, so gotta be early on it. Flaps full landing checklist. This is trippy coming over these hills here. Wow. Because the terrain is falling away from you. I mean, you look really close, but it falls away from you there. Spicy. Landing check is cam crew advise auto thrust. Speed. Auto brakes are all low. ECAM memo landing on green. Landing check is
1,000.
That's not correct. We are not at 1,000 feet. I mean, that's correct call out, but that's not correct. We're not at 1,000. We're 1,000 above the ground, which is not where we need to be. We're still 2,200 feet above touchdown zone. Runway. Landing. Let's hand fly it, chat. Oh, it's not bound. Rip. Full manual total control. In that case, no auto brakes. I know I said we were going to do auto brakes. We're not going to do auto brakes. Beautiful. switch the tower. Tower Scandinavian 357 on final runway 18.
Tromso Tower, Scandinavian
1,000.
357, go ahead.
Scanning.
All aircraft be advised, information Lima now current QNH 1003.
That looks beautiful. Wow. Much better weather than last time. Winds are right down the pipe. That bridge is pretty cool too. For default scenery, great. But this is a free add-on. Never mind. This is a freeware Flight Sim TO airport. I know we're getting a little bit low.
500.
It's on purpose there. Take it down about a half dot.
100 above.
Keep it right about a half dot low.
Minimum.
Landing. Big displaced threshold here. Let's dial it in.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Too much flare. Too much flare.
5.
Got her down, baby. Fly the nose down. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A little bit aggressive there. It's all right. I got scared. I'm used to flying Boeings. I think we still butted it out. 70 knots. Manual brakes. All the way down. Stow it. Golly. This approach is awesome. Absolutely awesome. We're not going to shut it down because we're going to do a replay. .747 flared the Airbus. I know, that's pretty rare, right? It's all the X-Plane. I tell you what, it's so true though. For those of you that always want to compare X-Plane and Microsoft. Microsoft, I feel like you have to flare in general a little bit less than you would in a real airplane. Across all airplanes I've flown in the sim, you always got to flare just a little bit less. Ground effect is a little bit too sensitive in 2024, but just a little bit. Conversely, in X-Plane 12, it's the opposite. You have to over-flare in every single airplane on X-Plane 12, or else you will completely smash it. I just feel like ground effect is not enough in X-Plane 12. This is Flight Sim TO scenery, Nabil. Believe it or not. Erp! Oh, perfect. Erp to end the day. Brakes set. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tromso. We got a Euro wings. Look at the sun coming through that Neo. Oh, brother, it's so nice. All right, let's see. Let me stop the recording. I had the recording up so I'd be able to do our parking camera. And, 122 feet per minute at 1.1 G. Beautiful. All right, we'll close that. Let's take a look. Thank you, Igloofly. We'll see you, man. Lights. Everything looks good. All right. Execute. Oh, looks so good. Let's run it forward a little bit. Brakes off, flaps coming out, that's coming on. The auto thrust back on. Auto thrust get reconnected there. 122. Should have handed out forehead pads first? What? Full flap sim coming in. I did my first landing on a glider training. It feels very different from Microsoft. Never just sim I've flown gliders. Really? Thank you, Batavius. Appreciate you. Av Apollo just in time for the landing, man. We'll see how we did. We're going to wrap it up. Why is it going on my thrust? A yoga landing. There we go. D-Doom, thank you, man. We'll see you, buddy. It looks cold here. Man, the Fenix 319 has been great. The Fenix is a great package. I am really anticipating seeing what the NGs bring to the table here in 2024. Because, man, the Fenix is just, it's such a great package, man. It really, truly is. Look at that. That model is so nice. That slat. That looks like a 319 wing. It's so hard to get slats right in sim. At least it must be, because slats are always kind of the part where you can tell the model is a little janky. But not on the Fenix, man. The slat model looks so good. Yeah, the Neo's going to be sweet aileron for sure. Here comes our 7.4 flare. Still in the touchdown zone. Do people, can you walk on that bridge? Is there a little walking path? Like in New York? See right there, little 7.4 flare. We just set her down nicely. Hold on to it. Oh, yes. Thank you, Lola Pilot. Appreciate you, man. They always look good from wind view. Flare to 10 degrees? I did have a little bit of flare. I did have a little bit of an overflare. There is no... There's no denying that. I had one of Aaron's landing there. That's how Aaron flares his sucker. I've seen a few of his landings. He likes to overflare them. Just hold it right there. Ah, a little much. I started flaring at like 60 feet. There we go. Just, oh, beautiful. DT Smo. A little high on the flare, but we got it. Right on center line, chat. All right, let me do Fabiano replay cam.
Don't think.
Right about there. We'll go insert. We'll reset the camera. We'll do this. Put it right about here. Close enough. Yeah. I have PTSD from the old 319 model. That's right, I have PTSD from the old 319 Smasher model. Alright. Chat, ladies and gentlemen, how does a full replay sound all the way back from yonder land? Get this going, put you out on the wings. You don't have to listen to that. Replay resumed. Sails coming on for the last time in a little while. Alright? It's not goodbye forever, it's goodbye for now. I'm not crying, you're crying. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for being here for this last minute stream. I had some time to kill today. Kids were in school, so I figured we'd throw a stream out here. And I'm glad we did this route. Thank you, Herein, for getting me this route suggestion. Beautiful flight, beautiful flight. Perpetual sunset, which is ironic and only fitting as we sunset the A319 to an undetermined future. Thank you, Steve, for the support. Good luck with the training. Thank you, my man. Well, enjoy. If I don't see you all before the holidays, have a happy Thanksgiving, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Surely I'll see you before the New Year. I hope. Y'all have been awesome. I'll be on the Discord from time to time. I'll see if I can't post some members-only shorts content when applicable, so just remember, if you're a member, make sure you check periodically on the community tab. So, enjoy the replays. Thank you all for the support. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for being here with me today and this long journey that has been predominantly Airbus here on the V1 channel. Will that change? Stay tuned. I'll let you know tomorrow. Y'all are awesome. Stay safe. Stay healthy on V1. Go see us in chat. I'll see you on the next one on V1. See you!
$500.